is why attractive men have the power and why women don't. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean that women don't have any power. I just want you guys to understand this, right? What I'm saying is that attractive men are at the top. You understand what I'm saying? They're at the top. And so the thing is this, this is how I had this little chart that I came up with. I'll probably put it out later, whatever. But this is a simplified version of it because it can go like deeper based off of like different different aspects of what we're talking about. But when I say attractive man, what I mean is not just the guy who has a six pack, because I know dudes always go straight to that. When I say an attractive man, I'm talking about overall, meaning everything's on point. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he got his appearance on point. He works on looking the best, his behavior, his confidence, everything. You understand? Like, everything's on point. You understand? Even if you want to throw in, he has his shit together, all that other stuff. You understand? Just in case a woman's like, oh, he's this and he has that. It's just adding more to it's like icing on the cake. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how it usually goes. This is like where the power dynamic is, or like how the dudes are talking about sexual market value and all that other shit. It's sort of like that, but not really. But it's like this. You have attractive men on the top, like extremely attractive men on the top. Then you have under that extremely attractive women. Then you have average women. Then you have below average women. Then you have average guys. Then you have below average guys. And then you have like incels. You know what I'm saying? Like that's usually how it works out. Now, the reason why attractive men have the power, right? And this is what you guys have to understand. And this will sort of get you to sort of understand the dynamics between men and women, and even a lot of these guys who think that women have all this power. The reason why attractive men have all the power or have the power at the top is because an attractive man can get what he wants in the game plus more, meaning he can get everything. Meaning he can get sex and he can get a relationship easily if he wants. You understand what I'm saying? See, the difference between an attractive man and an attractive woman is an attractive woman can get sex easily, but she can't get a relationship easily. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying where the attractive man is on the top. Because an attractive man, he is sexually attractive, sexually appealing to women, so he can get his fill of sex or whatever. Then because he's such an attractive man, these women want to be with him, right? So if he chooses or he has the option to be like, you know what, I want to have a girlfriend or whatever it is, I could do that, right? Now, an attractive woman, what happens is she'll get a lot of dudes that want to smash, right? And what happened is this. She will actually get some guys who want to be with her. But guess who are the guys who she's getting that mostly want to be with her? It's usually simps. It's usually the beta males who want to kiss her butt and suck her ass and would die to be with her, right? So she'll get offers for relationships, but it's offers from guys she don't want. Who she really wants is the top attractive guy. You feel what I'm saying? But it's hard for her to get him. But that top attractive guy can get her, which also explains why he's on the top. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you're an attractive dude, you have all this power. And this is what guys don't understand. See, dudes, this is what a lot of dudes think. They think because women have a lot of options for sex, that means that women have all this power. No, they just have a lot of options for dick. You feel what I'm saying? But they don't have options for the other side of the spectrum of what they really want, which is that companionship and all this other shit at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's say you have a guy who's an attractive guy and he's smashing a whole bunch of chicks. And then he one day says, you know what? Smashing these chicks is fun, but I kind of want a girl now. I kind of want like a main chick to fuck with. That nigga can get a main chick in a few weeks. You understand what I'm saying? Now a woman, on the other hand, she's getting a whole bunch of dick. She's getting a whole bunch of sex. She's like, I want a boyfriend. It may take that chick years to get a boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Where, and again, like I said, it's going to take her years, meaning getting a boyfriend she wants. Because see, what you don't understand about women is this: it's hard for women to sort of settle. And what I mean is this: women, they will settle for a man, meaning they'll settle down with a guy who's like sort of like a beta type of dude or whatever, marry him and everything. But that's usually as a last resort. It's usually, well, I'm getting older, I'm not as hot as I used to be, and this guy right here wants me, so fuck it. But who she really wants is the top attractive guy. She wants to marry that guy. She wants to be with that guy. But since she was trying to get him, and it's hard for her to get him because he's so in demand, because he's the top dude, you understand, because he has all that power, she ends up settling for the next best thing, which is a guy who can provide for her, but she's not that into. So that's the type of guys that a lot of women can get into relationships with, but they really don't want him. So this is what I'm saying, where the guy who's on top, he can get sex and he can get a relationship with a chick he wants to be in a relationship with. You see what I'm saying? And so this is the thing that, you know, guys got to understand. See, it's like this. See, dudes think that women have the power, because, you know, like even earlier when we was talking about that comment and shit, we were saying, you know, dudes like Locker Room and all these other cats out there that think like him, they're like, oh, women are running things. And no. The reason why dudes like him think women are running things and women have all the power is because he's thinking about it just on a sexual level, meaning he's like, damn, well, these women can get so much sex, and because he's not getting sex on a consistent basis, or he's not getting this type of sex he wants from women, he thinks they have the power, because he's like, they're getting what I wish I could get.
I want, right? Exactly.
That's what he's thinking. He's like, they're getting what I want, right? But if you were an attractive guy, you would be getting as much sex as you want, plus more. You feel what I'm saying? Plus more. You feel what I'm saying? And see, the reason why women don't have all the power is because, one, this is what I saw in my video earlier, is that we have to be the ones to approach and initiate and create the situations, which is the relationship. You understand? Men are the creators of the relationship. Period. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Period. Like, I'm sure there's the rare occasions where a woman approached some guy and, you know, tried to get with him or whatever. But even then, men still maintain the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? What happens is this, is that a lot of women guys that think that women have the power because they can get sex. And it's not that chicks don't want sex, because trust me, chicks like sex. But it's not what they actually want. See, I want to flip it so guys can understand. A chick who has options of dudes that want to fuck them is the equivalent of, let's say you have a bunch of hot women, but all you're doing is going on dates. Imagine you got a bunch of hot chicks, but all you're doing is going on dates. You never get to fuck them, really. You might make out with them on a date, and these chicks are smoking hot. You're like, God damn, this chick is hot as fuck. You understand? But I want to get my dick wet, but all we do is go to get drinks, and we make out a little bit, and then they leave, and they never call me again. Right? You would feel good to be able to hang out with a hot chick, and you'd be like, oh, this is cool. But after a while, you're like, damn, I want to get some fucking pussy. Right? You'd be like, I want this. I want pussy so bad. Right? But you're getting all these options of going out on all these dates, hanging out with all these beautiful women, but none of them is fucking you. That's how it is to be a woman. On the flip side, women's getting all this dick, all this other stuff, but what they really want is companionship. So they're getting all these motherfuckers giving them the dick, but they never get the thing they actually want, which is the companionship. So it's the equivalent of you being able to date all these hot girls, but never getting to fuck them. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is what I'm saying, where dudes be talking about, well, women have all these options and women don't need game because they get all these dudes that want to fuck with them. No, you're looking at it from your perspective of a man who wants sex. You see women getting sex and you think that they have more power than you. You see what I'm saying?
That shit is crazy.
Y'all gotta understand this shit.
I think a big part of it is what you said about how, like, dudes is looking at it based on pussy. You know what I'm saying? And they looking at, or not pussy, but sex in general. And they see, they look at women as being the gatekeepers and the ones in power and all of that shit.
Right.
Only because, women can get sex, which is what men want. They can get it so easily. So you're looking at them like they're the ones in power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what? It's kind of akin to? It's kind of how we look at rich. I mean, I ain't trying to be racist, but it's just the way it is.
Right.
But it's like how poor black people or poor minority people will look at rich white people and say, they hold all the power because, they have all the money.
Right.
And, and it's like you don't realize that the reason why white people have all the power and have all the money is because their fathers and great grandfathers set shit up for them to have the money.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because if you drain all of their bank accounts right now, none of them would actually have the talent or power or creativity to make more money or to make money on that level.
Exactly.
So truthfully, they don't have the power. They just have the thing that you want.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because a man will look at a woman and think, she has power. She doesn't have power. She just has access to the thing that you want, which is sex.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's a difference between, having power, having the ability to get something, and just having access to it.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Because you have some people who are just lucky enough to have access to shit. Maybe they were born into the right family. They were born in the right part of the world. Like, for example, people who are born in America, more often than not, are more fortunate than a lot of people born in the rest of the world. Because in the rest of the world, if you're born in some fucking third world country with no fucking plumbing and no technology and shit, you're coming up in squalid conditions. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just dumb luck. Like, that's just where you were born. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but the truth be told, more of the people, more of the poor people or the people who don't have access to money, they're actually the creative, talented ones.
Right.
They're actually the ones who actually hold the power.
Mm-hmm.
And in within this metaphor, that's game.
Right. Exactly. Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
The poor people, because they don't have everything at their fingertips, because they don't have easy access to everything, they have to create things.
Mm-hmm.
They have to fucking look at the world and stay determined and stay strong and be positive and work towards what they want and develop skills and fucking really, really take it seriously too. Because it's like, damn, like, if I don't fucking develop a hustling mentality, I might not be able to feed my family tonight. You understand what I'm saying? Like, fuck the family, I might not be able to feed myself tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I've been to Ghana, Africa. You understand? And bro, you think you seen hustlers in the street out here in America?
Right.
My nigga, there is literally an entire city of just hustlers. Like, people. Everybody got a basket on their head, or everybody's pushing a cart and selling something. Everybody, bro.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking ridiculous. But the point I'm trying to make is that, and this is why on the flip side, a lot of women don't have any game.
Right.
You understand?
Exactly.
Especially the quote unquote good looking chick.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a lot of game because they've been told, and when I say they don't have a lot of game, is they don't have a lot to their personality. That's why a hot chick could fucking get a guy to fuck her, but she can't get a guy. She can't keep a guy.
Right.
She hasn't developed anything in her, inside herself that's more interesting than her fucking pussy.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So
exactly.
it's the same thing with the rich white person that was born into a rich family. Yeah, they got access to money, but if you took away all that money, they have no creativity, no hustle mentality, and no way to recreate that type of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But niggas in the street, like, think about almost every black millionaire you know. Pretty much every black millionaire you know is like self-made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you take a nigga like 50 Cent. 50 Cent got shot 9 times and flipped that shit and flipped that whole incident and turned it into a fucking career in entertainment. Well, now he's doing fucking TV shows on broadcast television.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Jay-Z came from the fucking project selling crack and all of this shit, and now he's a fucking, damn near billionaire with his wife is fucking Beyonce, and he probably pretty much owns everything in hip hop right now.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Like almost every, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of Donald Trump, he was pretty much born a billionaire. His dad gave him money to fucking invest. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like most of these other white dudes that you know about. Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't work hard. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is they had access to money already. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the work, the game, the strategy, the fucking internal fortitude that you needed to make things happen is stronger with the self-made minority guy than it is with the rich white dude born into a rich family. So it's the same thing with guys. That's why we have the power, because we actually have to work on ourselves.
Right.
We actually have to fucking develop strategy.